All right, we're live.
Kahalal, La Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS that rule well, who we learn the truth from. Salutations unto the brothers and sisters that take heed. All right. I'm not sure you titled it various topics or open forum. But basically, we're gonna get into the fight. You know, the fight that we're all in, which is the fight for salvation, basically. You know, the fight is not for vainglory, not for anything on this side, which is corruptible. You know, it's for that incorruptible crown. So I'm gonna have the brother start off with Hebrews 10 and 30.
It's Hebrews chapter 10, verse 30. For we know him that saith, so like that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith Yahweh Shem Shai. And again, Yahweh Shem Shai shall judge his people.
Mhm. And see, even in the New Testament it says his people, which is possessive, man. You know, keep going.
It says, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
Mhm.
You want to keep going?
Con,
It says, but call to remembrance the former days in which after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of afflictions.
con. And you know, I'm gonna look up this word endured in the Greek.
Strong's G 5278. Upameno. Upameno.
Hupomeno, which means to remain, to tarry behind, to remain, example, abide, not recede or flee, to persevere, which that's another good word, perseverance or trait. Um, to persevere under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's faith in it says Christ. We know um, in the Hebrew it will be Mashiach or anointed. To endure, to bear bravely and calmly ill treatments, and that reminds me of what is that? Sirach 2, Sirach 2 and 1. You can break it down. It says Sirach 2 and 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation."
Yeah, because when you're in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, this world is against it, man. You know, these demons will hop on other people trying to defeat them. You know, a demon can jump on a woman that you're dealing with and try to pull you back in the world, man. You have many
You should have said especially, not even.
yes, especially a woman, man. Block it, man, because they're the quickest to snatch you at the truth, and that's not even including maybe being covetous. Maybe you want to be rich. Maybe you want to have the nicest cars. You want to have a house. There's so many things that tempt you in this world, man. Maybe you were a pork eater and you see pork again. You look at that and you're tempted to eat that again. You know, and that's not even including um, being, uh wrongly accused. You know, by many. You know, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to turn away from you. You're going to lose friends. You know, you're going to lose family members. You know, it's not a easy thing to walk in this truth. That's why the reward is salvation. Because look at the amount of things we had to endure, and Yahweh Shai had to endure 100-fold of what we even could imagine. You know, he had to endure. And it says, "Servant's not greater than his master." You know,
Kind of,
I've,
you know. Um, and I'm gonna get into further about this word temptation because this is a good word to go over. Remember, we went over it years ago when the brother in the camp he got locked up and he got actually deported to Jamaica, which we haven't heard from him since. So I don't know if he bugged out or whatever, but there's camps in Jamaica too, man. You know, but the brother was holding his faith here, man, when he was locked up. So you know, we made that lesson, but now it's even more relevant because you know, like the vibe from like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago is much different than now. Like I can tell you that, brothers can tell you that. You know, like it's a much more like an austere vibe. It's a more stern vibe. You know, and the word temptation when it says Sirach 2 and 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. When you look up the word temptation, it's a noun, 1200. AD, act of enticing someone to sin, from Latin temptationem, which is a past participle of temptere, meaning to feel or try out.
Mm.
You know?
Who's,
And yeah, go ahead. Art.
who's the head man of that, man? So-called white man. So, and he loves to do that to Jake. You know, Jake is so
Mm-hmm.
influenced, man. You have every type of entertainment, man. You're lusting over other men to women. When you're seeing celebrities in their women and you want them, and you at least how many Jake said, yo, if I had one night with this, with Beyonce or Rihanna or whatever the case may be, you know, all of that is part of that temptation and being lustful, you know, because Esau is what? He's the great deceiver. You know, he wants us to lose our blessing. He doesn't want one Jake, one Israelite to receive salvation. You know, he'll put any type of wall in your road, you know, to make you fall, stumble, whatever the case may be. Any that what did they say in the world are any means necessary. That's Esau, man. Any means necessary.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, and again, yeah, the word means to feel dry out. So back to Sirach 2:2, it says, "Set thy heart aright," which the word heart in the Hebrew is lab, meaning mind. So and constantly endure. There's that word endure again, which we looked up and basically means to abide. You know, like if you have if you're an athlete, you have endurance training. Generally, it means how much your muscles can endure. That's what it applies to. You know, because once you start using a certain muscle over and over again, you get that burn, right? Which is that lactic acid buildup. And if you haven't trained it for endurance, you're gonna burn out real quick.
Mm.
So same thing in this truth, man. You have to build your endurance. And the Most High is building your endurance through these temptations. Because these temptations are really just experiments, all right, and tests. It says, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Hey,
Right?
so like the key word in that was the last end, not in the
Mm-hmm.
not during, it's like at the end, because everything will manifest itself at the end. That's the whole point, is to make it to the end. It's not supposed to be, okay, I got the truth now I should be good, I'm saved now, I'm all right now, I shouldn't be getting any more curses. No, you have to hold it to the end. Back to Matthew, when Yahushua said, they that endure to the end shall be saved. Back to what the Yamra was saying, he said it's an endurance thing. You know, it's not a quick race. It's not a sprint. Not who can get all of this the fastest. You know.
Okay. And it says, verse 4, and whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Mm.
You know, because the Lord He can change your whole reality, man. He can take your women away, set your kids against you, fire you from your job, make your vehicle break down, and all these things are happening, and you think, holy shit, what the fuck's going on? You know, you feel, yeah, you feel like Job, man.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
but even then, look at Job's latter end. He was multiplied a hundredfold.
Con. Hey,
You know,
how many? Like a hundredfold? Did he get?
no, that was in the book of Matthews, I believe. Matter of fact, I'll bring it up.
Yeah,
I'll
con.
find that. Speak 1 second.
Who was that? I forgot who asked, but he said, we've given up our houses and
That's
our
what I was looking for. That was Peter. He was Peter. That's in the book of Matthews. Some of my favorite scriptures. Matthews.
because Peter.
Awar said you didn't get he didn't get a link, but I don't know if he checked in his Hangout though.
Hold on, I'll send it to him.
I'm gonna send it to him. Babakusha.
Let me send it to him.
1 second, just gonna find that scripture in Matthews.
Because But back to what we were saying, you know, you're gonna have to give up a lot of things, man. Like a lot of things that people,
Oh, fuck.
you're gonna have to give up for the present moment. But at the end, the ending result is gonna be spectacular. Hey, I'm gonna hold Romans. I'm gonna wait for you to do that scripture. I'm gonna hold Romans 8
Yeah, I found it. I found it.
because
This is Matthew's 19 and 27, which says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
yeah,
Right?
so people like, you know, we followed you. We've
Yeah,
given.
I'm gonna bring this word out. I gotta bring up forsaken, man. Because like again, you got the scoffers talking about GMS are deadbeat fathers and telling you to leave your woman and all these things when no one there's no example of any man ordering a brother to leave his woman or anything like that. What brothers tell you is through example and principle. You know, just like in the streets, man. You have the option coming up to listen to the older heads, right? But that's to you. No one puts a gun to your head and tells you this is what you got to do and this is what you got to do. You can take it or you can leave it. You know, same thing really with the apostles. When the apostles tell you certain experiences they've been through, like when they tell you about dealing with women, you can listen to it or you can go through it. You know, um,
And even
unless it's really the laws of the Most High. But really, you should listen to those men because they've been through it. You know, but I'm just telling you, because Jake is hard headed. Jake, I'm not gonna listen. You know, I'm gonna do it my way. You know, Jake. Even in the truth, brothers have that attitude. But a lot of brothers find out the hard way, man. Right? So the word forsaken, right? In the Greek,
Strong's G, 863. Aphiemi. Aphiemi.
aphiemi, which means to send away, to bid going away or depart, of a husband divorcing his wife.
see, we just went on to that, man. 'Cause at the end of the day, these ways is not this way considered a philosophy or wine or another woman, a strange woman known in the scriptures, man. This way of living is strange, man. And he's and to be honest, Jake runs after this lifestyle like as after a woman, man. He'll die for this lifestyle. How much people did he run up in the hood and kill for chains and shoes or try to rob them of their cars, man? Why, man? Because they chase this life like they're chasing after a woman, and a man would kill another man for his woman.
Well, they're really doing it for women because after everything they get, where do they go? They go to a club, you know, they go to a bar, you know, they basically try to impress a woman, you know,
And
right?
we're not out here saying we hate women. We're just saying know how to balance yourself, man.
No,
Because
there's an order.
the difference between standing up for Yabashim and having morals for yourself, and then just acting stupid out of your wits and not understanding what you're doing, man. You know, because there's brothers out here that have women. The difference is you have the betas and you have the alphas, man. And we're the alphas. We're not gonna let a woman come over here and start talking all that nonsense and making us do crazy stuff, man. It's just not gonna happen because we understand how things work. Okay, but not to go off topic. That's for a whole nother.
There's more definitions though, but it says to send forth, yield up, to expire, to let alone, to omit, to neglect, to let go, to give up a debt. Because guess what? That's I like that. I like that expression because we're indebted. What are we indebted to? The Lord dying on the cross. We're actually indebted to that man right there, you know, because he brought back, starting with the elect first and foremost, and then the 2/3 are going to come back to the elect in the kingdom, right? But we're actually indebted, man.
More
You
than
know, yeah, because we were in debt to the Lord, we were in debt to Yahweh,
right.
right? Um, and the Lord he redeemed us, which the word redeem means bring back from debt. You know, to forgive, to remit, to give up, keep no longer. Like, brother, message me.
Yeah, he can't get in through the link. If you can just add
I'm
him.
gonna,
Chat.
yeah, I'm gonna send it. That was it on the word, but I'm gonna keep reading 1 second. Let me just. Oh yeah, that's how you send it.
Point.
Um,
If Israel, you click on Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans actually remembered the covenant and the promise, which was the kingdom of heaven, because the kingdom of heaven is not going to be for everybody, okay? It's specifically for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? That's why Esau, the so-called white man, loves his kingdom. Why do you think he fights against the truth? Because he knows there's no part in the kingdom to come, which is the kingdom of heaven, which belongs to us. Because if you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans actually knew that the kingdom of heaven was for you, remembered that you guys can be ruling in it, you wouldn't care to have anything in this present time. You would give it up, and that's what the hopeful elect have done. The hopeful elect has given up trying to have anything in this present time, because anything that's in this present time is not for us, not of us, and it's going to be done away with. We understand that the ending result of having anything in this present time is going to be exterminated, basically. You know what I'm saying? A lot of and a lot of people don't see it and don't accept it because you guys can't see this place being destroyed, man. We see it. That's why we give up what we had, man. And that's what Peter was asking. Peter was saying, I gave up everything, my living style, my house, my family, basically. I gave up everything to follow you. And what are we gonna have in return? Asking how shy, what's the reward for doing all of this?
And it says, verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man, Shalom, Mark. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Kudash.
Yeah, it's almost the ordeal trying to get up in here, man.
Yeah, it's a labyrinth, man.
Come. So what's the topic?
The good fight.
The good fight. All right.
Right. So this was back in Matthew 19 and 28. Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, right? Which that's a code word.
Come.
The regeneration shall sit. Yeah, go ahead. In the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So that shows you that the apostles are coming back, man. And they are back. Right? Verse 29. And to get into details, right? Because this is for everyone talking about, again, GMS, deadbeats, and listen, man, there's brothers, man, that take care of their children better than you people, you scoffers, man. You guys typing away and your child asking for some milk. You're saying, hold on, man, I gotta talk some shit to these guys. Mind your kids, man. Verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake.
That was a heavy list. That was basically everything. That's for a man in this society to give up. A house? Yo, give up a wife? Yo, you know how men are alone just got a heart attack off of that? A lot of people just said, nah, man, I ain't doing that. I can't do that, man. That's why it's an endurance, man. It's like it.
Come. I'll read it again. I'll read it slow. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life.
And that's what we fight for. That's what we want to inherit. We want to inherit the kingdom and the rulership and everlasting life, man. And 100-fold in that scripture is nothing. Like what Yahweh is going to give us is way more than that's just what they can write down. Really more than what your brain can conceive.
Yeah, but you can't even imagine 100-fold. 100-fold, that means like it's not even twofold. Like let's say in this kingdom, some brothers that are well off, you got a nice car, you have a house, you have a wife and kids. Let's say even twofold, and you're just like, damn, it's a double blessing. 100-fold, man. That's times
crazy.
that's 100, man. You can't even imagine that.
Okay.
Verse 30, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And then I had Job where what happened to Job, basically the point. This is Job 42:10. And the Lord Yahweh turned the captivity of Job. And that's what the Most High is getting ready to do for Israel, that he's getting ready to turn the captivity. When he prayed for his friends, also the Lord Yahweh gave Job twice as much as he had before. You see? Then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters, and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house. And those people were all dead, and the Most High brought him back. Right? And they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord Yahweh, which evil just means bad times, right? Eve meaning bad, or eve meaning day or time, and ill meaning bad. And and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord Yahweh had brought upon him. Every man also gave him a piece of money, and every one an earring of gold. Verse 12, so the Lord Yahweh blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning. For he had 14,000 sheep, and 6,000 camels, and 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she-asses. He also had 7 sons and 3 daughters. Hey, 7 sons, man. It's a blessing.
Yeah, that's right. 7 sons and 3 daughters. It's like, yeah, let me change this up here.
Well, this is the example of what happens when you endure and don't lose faith.
Verse 14, he called the name of the first Jemima, and the name of the second Keziah, and the name of the third Karen Hapuk. And in all the land were no woman found so fair as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brethren. After this, Job lived 140 years, and saw his sons and his sons' sons, even 4 generations. So Job died being old and full of days.
He's an old, ripe age, man. Job lived the ripe age.
That's basically the look in the kingdom, man. You're gonna die full of age. You're gonna see, but it's even more because Job was 140 years in the kingdom. We're gonna live up to 1,000 years, man.
Right.
You know, and there's gonna be spiritual power. There's gonna be all kinds of things.
And not feel the sting of death, right? The sting of death. We're not gonna feel pain anymore. You know, we feel sick. We're not gonna have to go in labor for Esau. You know, not have to deal with a wicked ass woman. You know, demon. That's gonna be that's something that oh, it's like that's better win the lottery. Right? Forget the lottery, man. Fuck.
I have a precept. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 18. One of you authors can break it down. It says, "For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
Yeah, the suffering of this time is just, it's what they call it. It's a required. It's a prerequisite, I guess you could say, right? Would that make sense? To get into the kingdom, man. When you this is like apprenticeship course. You know, you got to go through. You got to go through problems. You got to be a good problem solver. You know, you got to have a discernment. You know, and through all of that, you get into like the elders say, there's levels in this. Every time they say that, I laugh. Like they're beyond where I am, man. I'm a baby, man. But it's true. There's levels, and you gotta grow in the spirit, like the brothers say, and as apostles push us to do more videos, brothers become the scriptures say, build yourself in most holiest faith. So you're building your faith as you push these videos and edify the body, man. You know.
A quick precept, just because you said that, just one verse. This is Acts 14:22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of heaven. Just like you said, a prerequisite.
That's right. That tribulation is a required evil, you can say. All right.
Yeah,
Tribulation
it's a
is not a. The scriptures say what? It doesn't feel good to be chastened of the Lord, right? Or even in fact, that goes into them Israelites tried and refried. You know, they went into what's that? Hebrews the 9th chapter, speaking about how our fathers would chastise us and it didn't feel good. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the Heavenly Father will chastise us. Yeah, it doesn't feel that great, but it's required in this truth, man. You got to enter
There's a
at
benefit.
the straight gate.
You become better, man.
It makes us better. What won't kill you make you better.
The word temptation or tribulation, my bad. In the Greek, I'm gonna look it up.
Strong's G 2347. Thlipsis. Thlipsis.
Thlipsis, which means pressing together, pressure, metaphor, oppression, affliction, distress, or strain. And you know what they say,
Yeah,
right?
that's that
How are diamonds made? By pressure.
Garden of Gethsemane, right?
Pressure creates diamonds.
Was
Yeah.
Garden of Gethsemane was that oil press, right? They pressed the anointed, you know. So you
Right.
got to get pressed in it, man. You got to go through the straight. It's not what you consider a straight. Going through a straight, man. That's going through pressure, man. Enduring pressure.
Come on, that was it.
I got a quick precept again. Well, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at the Laconium, at Lystra, with persecution I endured." It says, "But out of them all, the Lord Yahweh has delivered me."
Mm-hmm.
You believe up to it now.
Come on, man. Yeah, as a man of the Lord, you're gonna go through a lot of different trials, and it takes faith, man. It takes faith to persevere through it. And a lot of times you won't see the way out, or the light, so to speak. But it's the Lord is gonna deliver you, man, because you just have to remember your own trials and tribulations in your life, and think like, damn, like there was no way out, but the Lord delivered you.
That's true. Because Yahushai he sought somewhat a way out, but he said, "Not my will, but thy will be done." So we're gonna get to that point where it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be real tough.
Verse 12 says, "Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them."
Assured of. So that's proven when the apostles gave us this word, this truth. We had to prove what they were doing, what they were saying, and that goes into the Church of Berea. So when you said being assured of, we had to study to show ourselves approved unto the Most High and unto men. That's how we're able to go on the streets and be bold in line.
Says, verse 15, "And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Hamashiach Yahushai."
And that's I know all of us came in different aspects of life, other than most of us don't know a lot of things are common, but as a kid I remember of course I was going to this white Jesus bullshit, right? Christianity. And I walk home after church and I'd be by myself and I'd be like talking to the Most High, just walking down the sidewalk like he was beside me, as a kid. So it's like, of course I did it ignorantly, but when you read that, it reminds me of when I was a kid and I do stuff like that, That's that zeal that Jake possesses, man. Jake's got that zeal, but not according to knowledge,
That's the key thing that they need to have. Because what did it say in Isaiah that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, man? Because when all hell breaks loose, they're going to be calling out to the Most High or all these different gods. Not even really the Most High. Some will, because they'll know, they'll try and guess the name. But
Okay.
at that point, it's too late, you know, because the Most High has been feeding knowledge. He's been what to do to endure, and he already said it's not a light thing. What did he say? Woe to you that are rich. You know, those of you that choose to have the mirth over the morning or enter into the house of mourning, you can't get both both worlds, best of both worlds. Like, you can't having party with Satan, and then all of a sudden when Yahushua comes, be like, ah, fuck, I don't want to be on that side no more. The winning circle's over here. Let me just slide to the right and see if I can get down with them. It's not gonna work that way, man.
Good.
You know what? People that do that, the Lord is going to come up to them asking, "Where's your wedding garment?" You know, and the Lord said,
That's right.
you know, and in the scriptures, that he had no answer. You know,
God, he was ashamed,
he
man.
ain't talking about a physical garment.
That's right. Hey, I got a
Okay,
precept.
there's a wedding coming, and there's only a certain amount of reserved seating. You know,
God, there's a number. He could be 144,001. They're like, who's this nigga over here? You know? Shit. Hey, I got a precept. Malak Gabarba, you want to? They're gonna call on the other gods, and then they're gonna want to seek the Most High. They're like, where are these prophets at? I got Hosea chapter 5:15. It says, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. You know, when Esau comes down on Jake as that sword being refurbished, you know, 2/3 of our people are gonna remember the men of the Lord, man. And when these things come to pass, they're gonna know a prophet was amongst them. You know, but then it's gonna be too late. And yo, men of the Lord are gonna be laughing, man. You know, it's gonna be crazy because here there's all types of bloodshed and Jake's getting their asses beaten, skulls crushed in. And think about, like, brothers will be laughing in that day, man. Some brothers will be straight up just laughing at him as it's recorded, man. You know, because we're gonna, the scriptures say we're gonna be at peace with the what is it, the stones of the field. You know, brothers gonna be calm, cool,
the beast
collective in the faith.
of the field. Yeah, we should be in league with the beast of the field.
Khan, that's right. That's right. The water.
Have a priest. This is Proverbs 1:24. It says, because I have called and you refused and have selected, and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. So you have set at naught all my counsel and with none of my reproof.
And that's right. Go ahead. Go ahead. You keep go ahead, edify, because I'm just looking for some right quick.
It says, I'll read it again, verse 25. But ye have said not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. And about seeing the shy, man. You know, the prophets, man, pushing the truth. When we're out there, we're making lessons. That's the counsel, and that's the counsel that you're not acknowledging. So it says, verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh, which was going in what the brother said. You know, we're gonna laugh at you in that day because Yahweh is gonna laugh through us. You know, out of our love, we're part of that elect. You know, it's gonna be a fearful thing for you, but if we're part of the hopeful elect, we're gonna be laughing at your turmoil because what happened when we were telling you the truth, you were laughing. You thought it was a joke. You know, you had nothing to worry about. You didn't have soldiers running you down. You didn't have animals running you down. You didn't have nukes falling from the sky. You didn't have angels coming through the crowd and slashing off people's heads. You didn't have the elect running up and down on buildings and blowing stuff up. You didn't see chariots in the sky, illuminating, making the sky dark. You didn't have none of that, man. So of course, here, man. So, and imagine Moses said he's gonna bring destruction like a whirlwind. All of this stuff is gonna happen at once. So you won't even have time to take a break and calm yourself down. A lot of you are gonna die of a heart attack. Just seeing one of those things, man.
Hurry up, we got a quick precept just because you said laugh, right? This is Luke 6:20. And he lifted up his eyes. This is the Lord speaking on his disciples and said, blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh.
So he said, read that again. Huh?
This
Read that again.
is from the beginning.
Good.
Luke 6:20, and it says, and he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of the Most High.
And the poor are those who are not being regarded, man. The scriptures say the poor man's wisdom is despised. All right. So the men of the Lord who sacrifice everything and actually literally some of them become poor. We men of the Lord have actually lost contracts, lost jobs, lost a lot of business opportunities, scholarships, whatever it may be. They've sacrificed all those things for a kingdom that isn't tangible. All right. And that's based on faith. Okay, we believe that one day, men of the Lord are going to be in that kingdom. We're going to be in that position. We're going to be in the joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, man. Go ahead.
Verse 21, Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh.
Because today, these niggas who hear our words and they know what the deal is, they're full, man. They're full. They're enjoying this rulership, man. This temporary rulership, which is it's gonna be gone real quick, man. As you see what's going on in the news, with the petrodollar and so on and so forth, the economy, and we're hungry. We hunger and thirst, as the scriptures say, for righteousness, man. Brothers want to do the work, they want to put everything else aside, give sacrifice, man. You got to sacrifice in this.
God, I'm going to reverse, skip down to verse 25 and end it there. It says, Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
Can't laugh now, Go edify on that. I think there's a scripture here that goes into laugh. Yeah, go ahead and edify that out, because I just want to grab this one scripture here. It speaks about his mouth being filled with gravel. Is that right?
I'm not too sure. Gabar, you can speak on it.
Apocrypha.
I was looking for a scripture myself.
Yeah, basically these people that laugh now, like this clown that came up last summer, was an Instagram page about mockeries and foolishness. This dumbass Jake. He's doing this shit for people and his fan base and all this shit, man. He really doesn't know what he's doing, man. You people that laugh now and say what you're saying and scoffing, it says you're not scoffing at us. It's not about us, man. It's not about what you say to us. It's about what you say about the words of the Most High. You don't even know what you're saying, man. Because doesn't it say in the book of Proverbs, he that something to the effect of he that despises the word of the Lord shall be destroyed.
Proverbs 8:32 on this.
I'm gonna actually get that real quick because this is a serious thing, man. When people
slack it. Proverbs shit, no. 8:32 is those who love me love death.
I got it right here. This is Proverbs 13 and 13. It says, Whoso despises, that was the word. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Right? And then I'm gonna look up despise just to see if there's anything. The word is bawaz. Bawaz, which means to despise, hold in contempt. Hold is insignificant. And you can't tell me that's not the majority of people because they hold the word as insignificant, right? And people come up and talk shit. Oh, that's the Bible. Oh, that's the King James Bible. Oh, they talk all kinds of shit. I don't even want to say it. And you don't even know you're marking yourself, man. Go ahead.
Hey, Malak, you still holding Proverbs?
No, I have another precept. You want me to go back?
Okay. No, go with your precept.
The back of it says Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And if you actually go to that word mock, I'll let it sound. It's multiple, and it means Meaning snout. It says to turn up the nose or sneer at, to mock, deride, just to make mouths ridicule. And that's what you do to this truth, man. Basically, you turn your nose up at the Most High. You laugh at these words like you ain't gonna do nothing to scoffers, man. You know, and into this world, because this world has the spirit of Esau all over it. Because what does Esau do, man? He laughs at the Most High, he mocks at the Most High, because he thinks that he can somewhat outdo the Most High in some type of fashion, and that's what the world has taken on. Because guess what? It's his time to rule. So all the people that follow Esau have the spirit of Esau on them, and that's why it's more deadly for our people, because you're not supposed to be like that. I mean, Esau's in his right mind. He's supposed to laugh. He's supposed to mock, because that's the spirit he was created to be. But you, Jakes, weren't created to be mocking the Most High, especially that we're the children. You know, that's like you laughing at your father's trying to lay down a rule in the house, laughing at him. Yo, hey, all
Hey,
right,
well, you see how Esau is with
huh?
when they're kids, man, with their parents. You know, you see how they are when they're kids, man.
Huh?
All those videos that they post on World Star and shit. Esau cursing out his parents. Fuck you, dad. Fuck you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Esau
You already
bull,
know how
wow.
they are to the Most High, man. Like from that.
Then the scriptures say if you curse out your parents, like he should die the death.
Of course you die. You can't curse your parents, man.
Yeah,
That's in the law.
if you could, you can't, you let him die the death, man. Damn right.
Yeah, it tells you if you have a rebellious son in Israel that he doesn't listen to, you gotta stone him with stones.
Right.
That's right. Oh,
So the rest of the children can be like, oh, nope, not me. And that ain't happening, you know? But Esau will cuss the parents and laugh about it, and then tell it to all the little buddies at school. Hey, there would be I forgot the comedian, but he was saying that he had an Edomite buddy, and he went up to his house, and his mom was trying to ask him something, and he's like, "Fuck you, mom! I hate you! I wish you would die!" And he turned to him and said, "Whoa, wait a minute, you know." So guess what Esau did? He went to Jake and he's like, "Yeah, man, if she ever tells you anything, just say fuck you, man." Yeah,
that's strange from the womb. These niggas, yo, wow, Esau.
he's like, and then this,
Yo, I knew someone like that too, man. Someone said but Jake asked no, it was something like a Jake went over to Edomite's house and he's seen how he is with his mom, like cursing her out and all this shit. And then the Edomite asked either the Edomite saw how the Jake interacted with his parent or he asked about it, and the Jake said, I can't do that shit in my house. Are you crazy? He's like,
I don't want to die.
the Edomite said, why don't you just talk fuck you to your dad? He's just like, I can't do that shit. Are you crazy?
It's not our spirit, man.
You know, hey, let me get this real quick. This is Exodus 21 and 15. And he that smiteth his father, meaning hit, because they'll fight their dad, man. They'll hit their father or mother, right? Or his mother shall be surely put to death, right? And verse 17, and he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
Bam.
surely,
You know?
That's
In this society, you know, in this society, is no, Billy, you can't talk to, you know, you know.
Never works, man.
Hey, that's because you know why Esau took that rule of beating the children, man. That's in the law, man. That's how you strain their way. Because when Esau gets cussed out, they're like, "You're grounded, Billy." What is grounding them gonna do, man? They laugh at that. Yo, kids nowadays laugh at that, man.
Gun.
No more toys, Billy. You're not going outside, Billy. That man will hijack your car and go away, man. Little Billy over a bridge, man. You know, with one arm hanging there, and the man's drowning down the river. Because why? Esau doesn't believe in punishment. Because what? In their spirit, they know they deserve to be punished, man. So they don't want to put that down on their generation. You know. And if I can add this quickly too, there was this documentary I was watching about killer kids. You know, they were serial killer kids, and what they say is because their parents used to yell at them, that they took it in a very negative fashion and made them actually want to kill him. So Esau can't take rebuke and beatings and correction, man, because you do that to a Jake. Jake is like, nope, not doing it again.
We already know Esau can't take a beating or a correction from Cain. We went into that a couple days ago.
Come on. Right.
Yo, Esau doesn't like, on both sides. Their children can't take chastisement, and the Edomite parents, they can't give it because it's not in their spirit. They do it out of like straight up hate, you know. They do it out of hate, disdain. We do it out when I, you know, give the children corporal punishment, you know. I do it out of love, man. You know, and I'm not angry like that, you know. But Esau's see what they did to Gad, man. They were whooping Gad out in these reservations, and Gad never came back the same, man. You know, that was not a chastisement. Come, man. He just said his spirit ain't upright. Slakia?
That was it.
Yeah. The scripture that you just said, the water says spirit is not upright in him, man. That's exactly hey, that's why he can't receive no salvation. I saw an make a video, and he was saying, hey, Esau, you're looking for a savior, but you can't get it, man. You're looking for salvation. They're playing the victim card now. Why? Because society is going down. Now they're looking for a better, greater kingdom, man. And guess what? They want it to be the kingdom of heaven. They want the next rulership as well. They're like, fuck it. We know we're going down, but we want the next one. That's how it is, man.
We're gonna be proselytes.
Yeah. They'll do anything to be on top of Jake, man, in the world, man. Even if they feel that they have to rule or outsmart the Most High in the next world, they'll try and do that. Because when we're in the kingdom, you're gonna have Edomites plotting. You're gonna have Edomites trying to take over. They're gonna raise up their own hey, I wouldn't put it past Esau if they start trying to make up their own savior, man. Please get us out of here. Get us out of these.
You know, they can start thinking, and we're gonna have telepathy. Right?
That's right. I already squashed that.
Right.
It's gonna be like that movie. I forget that movie, but with John Travolta. But he played a Jake. He did the dreads. They played like aliens, man. Or I forget what it was called, but they were freaking up Esau in that movie, man.
I don't know what that movie was. Yeah, God, please. This is Proverbs 23.
Oh, it's called Battlefield Earth, Slacky. That's what it's called.
Oh, Battlefield Earth. Okay, I've seen that movie before. Man.
Yeah. Hey, man, because they played Jake, man. Because they had him dreads, long ass dreads.
That's right. That's right. That was a weird movie. When I saw it, I was like, man, these look like crackers.
Dreads. Yeah, I looked it up, right? See it kind of.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I see that. That's straight up, man. Like
that's what we're gonna
So this is Proverbs 23 and 13 says, withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. And that's what these devils like to push, you know, and get CFS on you because they think that you're I had to do it on my son the other day. And you could tell women can't deal with it, man.
Yeah.
You know, my woman can't deal with that, man. Too damn soft. It says, thou shalt beat him with the rod and shalt deliver his soul from hell. Because you don't whoop your kid, he won't respect Esau's kingdom. All right, Esau's laws, and one slip up, man, and he might find himself in a shitty position, man. You know, because Esau doesn't show Jake no mercy out here, man. You know,
that's why they have that child protection service, because they want Jake to slip. You know, that's why they want them to report it at school. They can take the child out, give him to some homosexuals or throw him in some foster home, or they'll actually go above and beyond, do drugs, get into gang banging, and guess what? Now you have more employees for your prison.
Just snare.
Hey, at one point, the nation of Israel was so on a conscious and royal tip with righteousness, Yahweh Shem Shai, that it would probably blow the modern day mind today. That's why Esau never goes into our history. That's why he never goes into how royal we were and how intelligent we were. Because if you start finding out that that's how we were, guess what? You're naturally gonna try and inspire to be like that. You know that. Why do you think our people go out of their way to be like Esau? Because guess what? Esau shows himself in movies and TV shows like he's so intelligent, that the way he dresses so smart, and that they hold all the keys to life. You know, that's why you inspire to be like these low ball Edomites, but at the end of the day, we're the ones that are. Hey, can I get a quick precept? Salakia. It just came into my head right now. Um Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh Shemishah, my power, commanded me that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." You know, at one point in time, all nations looked at us as a wise and understanding people. You know, we were great, man. We were above every single nation. Now look at us. We've been brought low because we left the same thing that we understand. You know, Jake truly doesn't understand this world. You know, that's why they're at the lowest point. That's why they get trapped. They get thrown in prisons. They end up killed because Jake can't function without these law, statutes, commandments. I don't care what you say. Yo, you can deny it and be evil all you want, but the end all be all is you can't function with them because um there's a scripture in Ezra, I forgot which chapter it was, where it says the Most High sold these laws into to our spirit. You know what I'm saying? This is basically our being, our every fiber. It's only He writ it down for us being on the earth, but it's in our spirit, and He's gonna come back with the new covenant, Hebrews 8:8. You know, to put it in our inner parts or inner mind, man. So I can talk to you. I can.
No, it's all good. I know Deuteronomy goes into that also. He said you put it in your spirits.
What do you call it? Esau sets himself up as an image, right? For example, that's why there's a saying that there's no psychological weapon more potent than example. You know, and when you look up the word example, it goes. I'm gonna go straight to the Latin exemplum, which means a sample, a specimen, image, portrait, pattern, right? So all your life, you grew up seeing so-called white people as everything was good, right? God, the angels, you know, presidents, CEOs, international, you know, bankers and all that shit. And it's in your mind to be like those people, you know? But that's a false example.
I got a quick preset because you brought
propaganda.
Propaganda. We went into that last lesson, man. Propaganda. This is a second Maccabees 4, and I'll start at verse 14. The priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discuss called them forth, not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. And that's talking about you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't honor the ways of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, which is following these law, statute, commandments in this way of life. But you like the glory of the Grecians, which is what, man? The so-called white race, right? The Edomites. You guys will live, breathe, and die. Like Esau, you'll live to have all his homes. Wait, what he was blessed with for a time in these parts. It says, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them. You know, that's why Jake catches all this hell, because you're trying to be like them, but you only get the opposite. You're not getting, well, billions and trillions of dollars. You're not getting land. You're not getting any armies. You're getting the opposite, man. You're moving from home to home a lot. You're losing your jobs a lot. You're going from one end to the other. A lot of you are trying to win lotteries, any type of way or form to live the lifestyle of Esau, but you can't do it. Why? Because that's not made for us. It says that they had them to be their enemies and avengers. And isn't that not Jake? Jake will make peace with Esau, but then when Esau does something, they're their enemy. They're marching.
For a moment.
But then they'll turn around and say, not all of them are bad. It was his fault. He shouldn't put himself in that. And you want them to rectify the same thing that they did to you. It says, whose custom they follow so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things, man. Everything Jake tries to be like Esau, man. Clothing, education, what else is out there, man? Their hair, their eyes, their skin tone.
Yeah, aesthetics.
You know?
When you spoke about example, do you have that do you still have that up?
Oh, the word?
Con.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, the word example. It says noun. It says a sample, a specimen, an image.
An image.
Portrait.
Well, when you say that, you think of Yahweh Shai, man. He was an example. He was an image of the Heavenly Father. All right, he was a token. And I thought about the verse in the book of Isaiah. What's that? 11th chapter, an ensign for the nations. He's the ultimate example, man. That we Saki?
No, that's right.
I'm just looking for it here. I just had it up. I think it closed it. Isaiah 11. Saki. Isaiah 11 and 12, and says, let me start up. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. All right, that's the nation of Israel, man. The second time, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the isles of the sea. And he shall set an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Now look at the word ensign. The word ensign is Naka. Naka. It says something lifted up, standard, signal pole, ensign, banner. I believe I saw token, and I looked up token etymology, and it said to show evidence. Like
no, it's basically the word token means like a sign.
A sign. So like Yahushua he's a sign of things to come. I'm looking for the word example. I'm not finding it, and I can't make it an example, but I don't want to stretch it.
Oh, yeah. In concordance?
Gun. I checked the concordance in there, and I just got.
I'm saying you're looking for the word. You're typing in example.
No, ensign.
Oh,
I could look up an example. I don't know if example's in there.
No. That's what I was saying. I think they write it ensample.
Okay, ensample. Oh yeah, that's right. Ensample. Let's see if that's in there. Come. It says, "But falls together with me and mark them which walk so as you have us for an ensample. So the men of the Lord are an ensample. How much more Yahushai?"
God, I have a quick precept. This is Hebrews 1:1. The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person.
Con.
That's the point.
That's the point right there, man.
And
Just like
upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had made himself, it's like when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high.
that's right. That's where he's at, man. Right hand of the Father, man. Let's see here.
Exodus 4:8, it says, "And it shall come to pass, that they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign," which is Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is the voice. He's the one who called it together, and he's the one that, like the brothers be saying, was set up as the image, the example of salvation. He is the salvation. So if you don't even if you didn't believe back then, you're not going to believe now and to the end. And because what did it say? I forgot which chapter it was. It was did the Gentiles look for a sign that they shall get
Oh yeah,
that's right.
I was thinking of that right now.
That's his fair.
This is, let's see, First Corinthians 1 and 22.
Is it an evil and adulterous generation seek for a sign? Is that what it is?
That was a good one.
That's one of them, but I have this one. This is First Corinthians 1 and 22. For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
Come.
And that's what people will be looking for, man. A sign, and they don't realize that the sign is right in front of them. And that's the problem. I looked up the sign in Exodus 4:8. Has something interesting, man. Let me pull it out.
Strong's H226.
All right, oath, and it says, sign, signal, a distinguishing mark, banner, remembrance, miraculous sign, omen, warning, token, incense, standard, miracle, proof, and who brought us back to remembrance. That's what I wanted to go into. It was Yahweh Shai. He was that sign of us coming back to the Heavenly Father, man. They didn't say that in Jude. It says, "I would therefore put you in as though you once knew this," and who did that? It was Yahweh Shai, man. Because without him, we were completely off, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
I got another example of sign. It's this is Isaiah 8:16. It says, "Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples, which are the men of the Lord in the highways, so select." Verse 17, "And I will wait upon the Lord Yahweh, that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders," because like Gabarba, you said were signs and wonders in Israel from the Lord of hosts, which dwell in the Mount Zion. So men of the Lord are also signs. Now that Yahweh Shai went and he's sitting on the right hand of the Father, he's given us commandments. I believe that's or apostleship, to go out in the highways and be sent out and wake up the.
That's beautiful. You said that the apostles are signs, because that was one of the first signs you got that the Lord is doing something in the ancient world. That's why it says when the prophet went into a city, people trembled.
That's right. That's right.
Or they weren't called prophets; they were called seers back then. So that was the first sign. People understood that. Nowadays, they see us and they're like, "Fuck you, crazy people."
Halloween came in early this year. Wearing dresses and shit.
Amen. That's why it says, every word, idle word spoken by man shall be accounted thereof, man. All you people talking all that shit, man. You know, it's a heavy thing. It's not a light thing. It's a light thing because you grew up in this man society where you can say, especially in this day and age, man, you can type anything the hell you want to anybody because you're covered behind, a keyboard warrior society.
No fear, man. They don't fear, man. Just wait until Esau comes down on all these on all.
Yeah, one of the brothers, man, he told me he had a dream a couple months ago. Kanawa, the second in command, he said he had a dream about Esau rolling up on Jake and Jane Finch, and about how the tall ass the building, I forget what it's called, man, Palisades, but the tallest building right at the intersection, how Esau rolled up there with their army and just started shooting everything, killing everybody, the babies, the women, everybody, just straight massacring them. You know, so that time, man, of talking shit, because you Jakes, you talk a lot of shit too, man. You know, and you see us, you've been seeing us for years, and a lot of guys from different neighborhoods dealt with us on the highways. And guess what? They go back to the neighborhood and they talk their shit. They have their barbecues and they smoke their weed and they talk their shit. You know, and they know about us. The point is, they know about us and they won't, inquire of the Lord, because we're telling you, we're speaking for the Lord. Well, in your mind, you should say, okay, you're speaking for the Lord. What does the Lord have to say? And then we can break bread. But you guys just talk your shit, get offended, or whatever happens, and then you say, oh, one by one, I'm gonna kill you guys. One guy came up, he said, one by one. We haven't seen that guy in years, man. I hope you're face down a ditch somewhere, man. You know?
That's true.
You Jakes, man, that time is coming. We're just trying to wash your blood off our hands, man.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and 11. It says, there's a generation that curseth their father and doth not bless their mother. And that's twofold.
That's a beautiful scripture, man.
Okay, that's twofold, because back in the day, the prophets, they were considered, they were above kings, man. People feared the prophets, man, back then. You wouldn't curse out a prophet. In fact, I don't remember in the scriptures anybody ever cursed out a prophet. I'm sure it's happened, but in these days, they curse the prophets and they don't bless their mother, and that goes into Israel. Okay, I'm not an Israelite, school Israel and all that other stuff. When the scriptures say that Israel, or the land of Israel, is the mother of us all, man.
Yeah, and a mother also represents like wisdom, right? Like a woman.
It says, there's a generation that curseth their father and doth not bless their mother. There's a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness.
That's James, bro. Hey, that's a beautiful. What was that again?
Proverbs 30 and 11 on down.
Forgot about that. Hey, man, that's this generation right here, man. You can't tell Jake shit. Jake's walking like this, man, with the head up, nose up in the air, like, I'm doing me, man. I don't know about you, I'm doing me, baby.
Yeah.
You can't tell me shit. God of Israel, Benjamite, you can't tell me, you know what I mean? You can't tell Jake shit, man. So guess what? What is the Most High gonna do?
That's right. He's gonna start his house first.
Oh
my God. It says verse 12. It says, "There's a generation that are pure in their own eyes," because Jake's already know, like they grew up going to the church, right? And they got that sense of, oh, you know what? I don't need to go to church anymore. I don't even need to believe in the Bible. Like religion's not but a culture now, man. It's not about living the word, man, anymore. It's not about that. It's about what you can say, and it's not about what you can prove anymore. Just it's crazy, man. Right. These people are really crazy.
Yeah, man. I was watching this interview today with I don't know if you remember that rapper Benzino, the guy from he was the owner of Source magazine back in the day. But his father was serious. His father was Puerto Rican and I forget what else, but he dealt with the mob, man, and he was one of the only guys that he can deal with the Irish and Italian mafia, like the Dons, the heads, man. You never even heard of that back in the day. So he's saying, he's old school, like he spent like 20 years in the can and all that shit. So the dude asked him, he said, "What's the difference between your generation and this generation?" And he's just like, loyalty. People, there's no morals anymore.
That's right.
And when a guy like that from that generation speaks, you better listen, because he was there, and he's still here, and he can observe and see what the hell's going on. And he says, "Yo, man, like it's literally no structure. Like everyone is doing what the hell they want to do, and it's true. Everyone is just doing again, Aleister Crowley, right? They're casting those spells of do what thou wilt,
Con. Yeah, that's right. Going back to verse 13, it says, "There is a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up." It says, "There's a generation whose teeth are as swords." All right, no fear, they'll just say anything. "And their jaw teeth as knives to devour the poor from off the earth." Or they want to call the cops on you and make up some false accusations. It says, "And the needy from among men."
Hey, I can see. Hey, remember that woman with the hijab that came that was taking pictures of us, and we were taking no pictures. And what did she do, man? She said, "I'm calling the cops on you." I'm like, hey, you did this, yo, because why? What we're saying hurts, man, and it's supposed to hurt. But that's the generation. This generation hates the truth, and they'll say anything. They'll make up anything. They won't even read the scriptures, and they'll say what we're saying is false. They haven't done no research. They'll say the Most High doesn't exist. You have some of our Jakes that are atheists. They'll say the Most High don't exist. You have the power to do what you want. That's madness, man.
This is the worst thing, man. This generation, you cannot reason with this generation, man.
You had think about it?
Huh? Yeah, I had a precept. Son. Was that it? Or?
Come.
This is Ezekiel 33:30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people are still children are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, "Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from Yahweh." And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they.
Yo, that's showing you that they know, like, the Uman and Thummim is being lit up with brothers on and every This is why we know we at the end, because the gospel's being preached, man.
Brothers in Dallas are live right now. You have all kinds of brothers live.
And this word is being noised abroad, man. So Jakes know about us, man. Jakes know. You got some brothers are still on the wall. Some brothers are getting ready to get in, and some brothers are gonna stay dead, man.
Hey, and the ones that know about us, they fear when we come around them, man, because they're like, "Oh, what is he gonna say now? Oh, is he gonna on my dreams this time?" Oh,
hard words, man. Hard words.
And he said,
people that you young Jakes that are entrepreneurs and business owners and all that, you don't want to come around us, because we'll just ruin your dreams, man.
We shut it down.
And it's not like brothers in the truth. There's brothers in the truth that are successful businessmen, entrepreneurs, and have all kinds of things. But we know through discernment and prudence what's the end of it. We're not trying to stay here and thrive here, man.
Right.
Brothers that have businesses, it's for their daily bread and to help out the ministry, and that's really it.
Because and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And that shows you that's Jake. Jake will come up to you and say, "Hey, I feel what you're saying, brother. You're preaching that word, but at the end of this, bro. Yeah, get money all day, man." But they'll say, "Yo, what you guys are saying is the truth, man. What you guys saying is the truth. Yeah. This world's messed up, but guess what? They're still trying to build something crazy in this world, man. That's why, it doesn't matter how you come, you make the scriptures true. It doesn't matter if you come negative or you come positive, man. Either way, the scriptures got you head and tail, man. Most of didn't leave anything out. He describes how you come to a T, whether it's in righteousness or wickedness, man. Whether you're sitting down to listen or you're out there talking your foolishness, man. All right? You can't escape this thing. It says, verse 32, "And lo, Thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, where they hear thy words, but they do them not, man. So they look at what we do as just like a little, as a musical, basically as entertainment, man. They're like, oh yeah, what you're saying is nice or whatever, or if there's some fact to it. But at the end of the day, they're not rendering. They're like, yeah, as soon as they walk off, it's back to what they were thinking about before they seen us outside or seen a video.
Just this past Saturday, these two Jakes were walking by, and sometimes you hear what they whisper because they think they're whispering, but we can hear you, man. But they were smirking, you know, and I guess one of his friend asked who we were, and he's just like, oh, those guys, they preach here every week, and he's just like smiling. I don't know what else he said after. I couldn't hear, but probably talking shit because what you guys smirk and you laugh. You really don't know what we're talking about, or you think we're crazy, or you dealt with us. Listen, man, this is of the Lord, man. This is what the power of the universe wants, whether you like it or not. You know.
What do you say by the foolishness of preaching, man?
Come on.
To the rest of the world, you look foolish, but it's all in the sake for Yahweh Shem Shai. You two things that people look at this as foolishness, but they don't understand that the end of BL, what's happening behind is there's a gathering happening, man. And at the end, manifest, you're gonna wish that you were part of those people that were part of the gathering, because when the chariots roll by, and the nuclear missiles are let off, man, you're gonna be left here to die, and that's as plain as it can be. And you can't say that's not a possibility, because right now, what is the news really talking about? An arms race, a nuclear war. Russia, President Putin just announced about all these warheads that they just created, all these new nukes, ones that fly like jets, man. That's just crazy, man. We're on a level where nukes is not even hard to make anymore. They're making nukes that fly like planes. And that's the Abashamisha putting it in their mind. We're at a time that you should be taking it very serious. Okay, not mocking, not trying to mock the word, not trying to go back and forth with Yahweh Hashem and Shai, because that's who you're really going back and forth. You should listen and look at what's happening right before your eyes, man. And I don't mean the entertainment and whatever makes you feel great. I'm talking about the stuff that you don't, that makes you feel uneasy. Look at the stuff that makes you feel uneasy, because that's the true reality. Because when you start looking at comfortability, you throw away the stuff that actually matters, man.
This is you got some?
That's it. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 16 and 11. It says, War's coming back in. He has to charge his phone. But it says, then thou shalt say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord Yahweh, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law, and ye have done worse than your fathers. And that's just this generation, For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart.
And that's that evil heart, mind, not this pump vessel beating. It's your actual mind. You guys walk and do whatever the heck you feel. That's what we were going into, man. Jake does whatever he feels like doing, and what makes it even worse, you sow the seed to the next generation to do so. Why do you think this generation is so off, man? Because through each generation, oh, dude, you do what you gotta do. Don't watch what anyone says. Don't listen to anyone. Yeah. YOLO. That's this generation, man.
And that's the spirit of Mr. Crowley. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. That's what he said, right? So again, verse 12. And ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, you walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that ye may not hearken unto me, right? And then also I have Jeremiah 7 and 22. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people. And walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward.
Yeah, generation has gone all the way backwards, man. You guys are so backwards that now you look at the truth as fiction. You know, you guys look at this as a fairy tale. You guys really don't believe. Our people and that's our people are kind of messed up because they believe in the savior, right? But they don't believe in King
Con,
King it ever existed. They don't believe King Son. How can you believe in a portion of the book, but then the rest of it, it was made up, man? People don't believe Moses existed, or people don't believe Noah existed. You know why?
yeah,
Because in your mind, right? You only can understand things that are physically in front of you. Okay, but they're the same ones that will turn around and believe Alexander the Great existed, though they never seen him, man.
hmm
Why? Because they push that and indoctrinate that to you every single day when you're in school and stuff like that. And it's hard to believe these scriptures. Number one, if you don't have the faith, and number two, these pastors are not breaking it down to you properly.
Con,
One thing I've always selected. The one thing I've always understood when I was in the world was I asked myself this question all the time: how can God be all love? Right? Because this is what the pastors say. How can God be all love? But then when I walk into reality, like I walk out, I'll be in the hood, whatever the case may be. I'm seeing people getting robbed. I'm seeing death. You know what I'm saying?
con,
Snaking people. So that makes you not believe in the scriptures because they tell you one thing. When you look at real life, it doesn't add up. But then when you
con.
what it is, you're like, oh
And they don't know that.
yeah, yeah. Because when you really take the time and read it yourself and match it with reality, you go, oh shit, nah. These scriptures are real, man. Toe to toe. Even how people react, it's toe to toe, man. Can't mistake it.
Yeah, the understanding is deep, man. Yeah,
It's scary. Hey, when you first come into it, it matches with the present reality so bad that it's scary. You're like, nah, there's no way a book can go every.
yeah. It fits like a perfect glove. You know?
That's right. That's right, man. Crazy, man.
Yeah. So back in Jeremiah 7:25, since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets daily, rising up and sending them.
And
Yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers.
yeah, those are that the videos. You know, we do videos day in and day out. You know, when Arkham's on one side of the world is sleeping, Arkham's doing videos on the other side. You know, there's
Con,
videos in the day, Arkham's doing videos at night. There's videos are always being uploaded and knowledge, and then on top of that, you got the highways and byways. Out there in the markets, man. We're giving you knowledge 24 hours a day. Okay, every second of the day, because it's just so much videos that you can't even keep up with the videos. So there's more than enough knowledge to go around, man. More than enough. Hey, an oct that just comes in this thing can learn a lot more in this day, but you tutors don't care. You guys are like,
con.
for this. I ain't trying to hear what these guys have to say. I don't want to hear no words that I want to live by, man. Why? Because you know that the world doesn't follow it. And what did it say in Exodus 23, man? Don't follow masters to where is judgment, you know? And Jake is all about following what the world is and fascism and stuff like that. And the scriptures are not fascism in this modern world, man. It's not the the go-to or the popular thing to follow. That's why two-thirds of our people don't want to deal with it, man. Because they know they messed up, man, and they don't want to come to grips with it. They don't want to come to terms with it. Slack it.
Verse
Verse
27,
27.
it says, therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee.
Hmm.
Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee.
And that's what we do
Right?
all day. We're doing. Are we not doing that right now? Hey, how many 2/3 are gonna look at this and then just look it for 2 seconds and turn it off, man? That's living proof, man. Our people do not want to hear. Hard of hearing, man.
Verse 28, this is a nation that obeys not the voice of the Lord Yahweh their power, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth. Yeah.
Yo, Moses said the truth is perish, man. Meaning you guys don't speak nothing of Yahweh Shem. You even down to how to dress, even down to washing yourself clean and all. Yo, you guys don't do none of the above. You guys don't care about none of that. You guys don't care about teaching your kids how to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't tell them to get out of the churches. None of that, man. You don't even speak of our forefathers, man. Everything that has to do with us, you don't care about. You'd rather speak about being an African, man. You know, being a Moor. Oh, be careful and do what Esau does. That's not truth, man. You push. That's why Yahweh said in John 8:44, man, you are your father the devil, because you push what he pushes, man.
It says, verse 29, cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up lamentation in high places. And what is hair to a woman is glory, or supposed to be. It says, for the Lord Yahweh has rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. Right? Verse 30, I'll end it off there. For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith the Lord Yahweh. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to pollute it.
Can you break it down? I'm just adding.
And yeah, man, basically the Lord, back then the Babylonians put us in captivity, and we had the Persians, and now it applies to the Lord in this generation, and this generation is also a generation of the Lord's wrath, you know, and the Lord is going to show you that via martial law, race riots, and all the other upheavals and turmoils that are coming to America. You know, you're going to have FEMA troops here, you're going to have UN troops, you know, just tearing shit up, man, you know, really messing up people, like violently taking away houses and families and all these things, man, you know, and then you will know, as the scripture said, that a prophet has been among you, you know, and that this was a generation of his wrath. So we'll just get one more scripture, whatever you're looking for, Rock, and then we'll close it up.
Yeah. So I was just talking to a war real quick. So yeah, but we can get that Zechariah 13:8. You know, that I got it right here. You can break it down. This is Zechariah 13:8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring
and that two parts is basically 2/3 of Israel. If you have a whole pie, right, and you have 3 parts, 2 parts is going to be cut off, and that's a very large number. We don't know the number of it, but it's a very large number, because Israel is as the sand of the sea, right? So the one part, which is the 1/3 or the elect, is going to be preserved through the fire, right? Fire really is twofold. Through the tribulation, that's represented as fire, because we're being purified right now, mortifying our members, and the physical fire is the missiles, man. Right when the missiles are going to be shooting off and detonating, so to speak, and causing their havoc, the elect are going to be simultaneously beamed up in chariots. It's gonna be a very dramatic event, man.
Verse 9, it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and we will refine them as silver is refined, and we will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. And I just have to say, like, a lot of people are going to be calling on the name God and Jesus in that day, man. And that's the response to that. So that for you to say, God, God, it's not going to work, man. You need to really know the name. And he has to acknowledge you, man, as being one of the elect. And that's why it's a scary time. Because people will take it as a joke until it becomes physical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right.
Yep.
So with that, we want to say Kahalal, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, who learn the truth from. Salutations unto you brothers and sisters out there. We want to say Kwame Asherallah.
Inshallah.
All right, Shalom.